Coming on June 27th, 2017, Saban's Power Rangers hits home video in this Blu-ray, DVD, and HD pack. For more information, and if you want to support your favorite YouTuber, click on the link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneChats channel, and you know what I love? I love free speech. I love free speech and being able to exercise free speech, but I'll tell you what I can't stand. I can't stand draconian bullshit, which is precisely what the British Broadcasting Company has put forward with their new privacy rules. I'm not even kidding you. They released this whole new pamphlet with all their updated rules, and number 9 really stands the fuck out, saying here, offensive or inappropriate content on BBC websites. Okay, sounds pretty straightforward right off the bat, but it goes on to say, if you post or send offensive, inappropriate, or objectionable content anywhere on or to BBC websites or otherwise engage in any disruptive behavior on any BBC service, the BBC may use your personal information to stop such behavior. So if you say something that someone doesn't like, if you say something that someone finds offensive or objectionable or inappropriate, and they haven't specified what that is yet, by the way, they can use your personal information to stop the behavior. They go on to explain what exactly that means, and trust me when I say, it's about as bad as you think. It says, where the BBC reasonably believes that you are or may be in breach of any applicable laws, because of content you have posted or may be defamatory, the BBC may use your personal information to inform relevant third parties such as your employer, school/email, internet provider, or law enforcement agencies about the content and your behavior. So they're going to snitch on your ass to the po-po if they don't like what you have to say. How draconian is that? How Orwellian is that? You know, oh, wrongthink. You are guilty of wrongthink. We're going to contact your employer. Let them know that you're guilty of wrongthink. You disapprove of the way the Queen does her job. Blah, 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 blah. Or the Prime Minister or whatever the fuck it is over there. That is just, that to me is scary. Because the section right above it, 8, says, will the BBC share my personal information with anyone else? And then it says here, we will keep your information within the BBC except where disclosure is required or permitted by law, for example, to government bodies and law enforcement agencies, including for child protection reasons, or as described in this section or section 9. And in this particular section, it basically says that BBC does not try to use your personal information against you. But then the next segment down is like, we're going to use your personal information against you. Well, you know what this just means then. Right? And this is the problem when companies start acting this way, is it forces people to change their information, to be anonymous, because that's the only way to be safe in this particular day and age. You have an unpopular opinion, you could lose your job if the BBC doesn't like it. What kind of moral fucking arbiters are the BBC to even attempt that? What kind of, who give them the power to be that kind of authority? I get it. It's a private company, private website. People can use it, you know, and they have their rules, and I get that, and I support that. They have the right to do it. But I have every right to bitch about it, and I have every right to not sign the fuck up. People don't like to be threatened like this. People don't like to have their livelihoods threatened because they have an unpopular opinion. And more and more and more and more as we go further into this century, many more people get fired or have their livelihoods taken away or other bad things happen because they espouse an opinion that is not of the horde, if you will. And instead of trying to argue for free speech, for freedom of expression, and opening up and engaging in a dialogue, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, comes forward and says, well, if we don't like you, we're gonna fucking kick your teeth in your life. That kind of shit. It's ridiculous. It's crap. It's just crap. I don't even think there's like a good enough swear word for it. It's just crap. And I really hope you people over there in England or wherever the BBC has fucking influence stands up, pushes back, fights back against this. This is something I'd argue would be worth a boycott. Like, oh, really? Okay, well, you're going to use our information to get people fired. You provide no information of what those guidelines are. What is offensive, inappropriate, or objectionable content, right? Now, if it's like a death threat, or if it's like hate speech, or if it's like a sex, like a rape threat or things like that, yeah, that I understand. That I understand, but that's not outlined. It's not outlined at all. So what is it? What is going to be the key factor here? Now, YouTube does similar shit when they talk about their advertiser-friendly situation. We'll make sure it's advertiser-friendly without giving you the general guideline as to what that means. It's a broad and bullshit statement. But YouTube might just demonetize a video. The BBC will try to get your ass fired or call the cops. Try to have your kids taken away. Because they mentioned the thing too about child protective services in segment 8. What gives them the right? Who made them the moral authority? This is not right. It's not right at all. I'm horribly against this. This is one of those things where it's like there's no justification for threatening to ruin someone's life over what they post on a fucking website. You ban their ass, you move the fuck on. You don't sit there and call their mom to complain. Seriously. You're just like that whiny prefect, aren't you? You're just saying to start going like, whoever wrote this is guaranteed was a goddamn hall monitor. Right? You get that little badge, get that sash, and all of a sudden you become the moral authority of that section of the school. You are the person whose shit doesn't stink. Yeah, right. So, until this thing is overturned, I like to read the BBC. I like to look at some of the stuff. I'm not going to read them anymore. Not going to read them anymore. I'm done. This is crap. This is overreach of power, overreach of authority. And this should be up front on front page stuff. Hopefully, those of you on that side of the pond that will be affected by this, and maybe not even that, anyone, I guess. It's not people just in Britain, in the UK, or England. I don't even know what the classification is of where this is at. I guess it would even be here too, if someone over America too. The key is, folks, create a dummy Facebook page. If you can log in with that, log in with that. Don't give them the ability to find you. Use a VPN. Protect yourself. Use an anonymous name. Because at this point, that's the only thing protecting free speech is going anonymous. And you shouldn't even have to. The guise of free speech, the sheer proclamation of free speech should protect you from all of that shit. But it's not. Because we live in an age of authoritarian regimes that poses websites. News organizations that want to push these kind of agendas. And I know I'm sounding a bit like Alex Jones right now, but this really does anger me. And so I'm not using the BBC. And I recommend none of you do either. But what are your thoughts on this? Am I overreacting? Am I underreacting? Is this okay? Is this not okay? What do you guys think? I want to know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. See, no anonymous here. Not anymore, at least. See, because here's the thing, BBC. Somebody took my information and threatened to blackmail me for it. Which is effectively what you're doing now. You're threatening to dox people because of a disagreement of opinion. Without outlining what that disagreement may construe of. So fuck you. Just fuck you. Or whatever the British equivalent of calling you a cunt might be. No, it would just be calling you a cunt. You're a bunch of cunts. Go cunt yourself. Peace out.